Hey, let's take a break. Have a smoke, put your coffee on and take another toke. It's wild here, we do proclaim. We go through life without any shame. We sing and laugh while Leanie sighs. Then she winks at all the guys. We're just a bunch of silly mates, having a good time without the hate. Well, my, oh my, would you look at that? Leanie shaved her eyebrows, and they won't grow back. She can't be trusted to take a break. Get back here, Blondie, before a chance you take. Maggie's toilet is stopped up. Oh, what a mess. Taking a break 'cause it's such distress. Everyone get back here, back to this chat. We got people waiting to chew the fat. Take out your laundry and make your bed, so you won't feel guilty being here instead. Throw the meat in the crock pot, put some beans in a pan. Now your dinner is cooking to feed your fam. Our intermission has come too close. Get back in the chat now, you crazy hoes. 1, 2, 3, there we go. Go. Hey, let's take a break. Have a smoke, put your coffee on and take another toke. It's wild here, we do proclaim. We go through life without any shame. We sing and laugh while Leanie sighs. Then she winks at all the guys. We're just a bunch of silly mates, having a good time without the hate. Well, my, oh my, would you look at that? Leanie shaved her eyebrows, and they won't grow back. She can't be trusted to take a break. Get back here, Blondie, before a chance you take. Maggie's toilet is stopped up. Oh, what a mess. Taking a break 'cause it's such distress. Everyone get back here, back to this chat. We got people waiting to chew the fat. Take out your laundry and make your bed, so you won't feel guilty being here instead. Throw the meat in the crock pot, put some beans in a pan. Now your dinner is cooking to feed your fam. Our intermission has come too close. Get back in the chat now, you crazy hoes. 1, 2, 3, there we go. Go. Hey,
Hello. Hello,
Hiya,
hello,
Gail.
hello. Oh, you sound about as down as I feel.
Gail, listen. I can't get over it. I am totally gutted. I have done nothing but I didn't s I woke up after I went to sleep last night. I was watching all the channels. I just can't get my head around it. I'm trying to hear something different.
Yeah,
And I'm just sitting there thinking, if I feel like this, I mean, don't get me wrong, I knew I was going to be gutted, but I didn't think I was going to be this gutted. Imagine how these families are feeling.
I know. I know. Let's
Oh,
say hi
really?
to Lizzo and Sunshine, Sweet Sunshine, our only Idaho friend, our connection. I think it's a different kind of gutted we feel though, right? I mean, we knew that the trial was going to be so hard.
Yeah.
We knew we were just going to struggle to get through it, just time wise and
Hmm.
energy wise, but also the stuff we were going to hear. But this was the very last thing that I think I
The
know for me,
final hour. The
yeah, I know
final
for
hour.
me, it's a slap in the face.
Yes, exactly. Wow.
Such such a slap in the face.
Yeah.
Um, I couldn't sit there and watch anymore. I'm doing you. I'm scrolling through every freaking channel, every news I can find, everything I could
Yeah.
find, and I'm like, I can't just sit here and do this. I mean, I have a voice, and as loud as it may be, and my platform as small as it is, there have to be people that, and I knew you were going through it. I know Liz is still awake
Well,
doing
that's it.
her
It's
own
all the
research.
people who come on Kohberger Wednesday, isn't it? Because they've gone through it for 21 weeks with us.
Yeah.
And everyone is, some people are only just finding out, and you're like, it takes your breath away.
Yeah, it does. It does. Steve gave an interview on News Nation last night. I
Yeah.
did catch it. We'll
Watch that.
play it a little bit here
Yeah.
if anybody wants to come into it. I got up early today and I didn't want to, damn it. I wanted to sleep. I need sleep so bad. And
Oh.
I started doing the rounds and then things started really just hitting me. I talked
Mhm.
to Liz a little bit about it and
Me too.
I'm
I've just
now
been talking to Liz.
hi Lolly. I mean Liz had it, you and Liz had two things right all along that I was like, no way. Like I just can't see that happening. I mean, you have been, I mean, every week telling me, Leanie, what are we gonna do if he please? What are we gonna do? Ah, Maggie,
And
I just kind of blew it off.
you've been saying there's definitely more DNA. And it looks like, that's right. I've heard it said
Yes.
on another channel as well. So it's, you were right yourself.
Yeah.
I just had that
I
gut
I
feeling.
I firmly believe that I mean it just made sense the way that the prosecution was so laxy daisy through this whole time. And the way
Yeah.
they weren't bothered. They weren't bothered. They're just like, you guys are idiots. We've got you by the balls. You know it. So it
Mm.
only made sense to me that we just tipped the iceberg over what all they had against this
Mm.
monster. And then when
Leanie,
I
can I
heard
ask?
today, let me say this real quick, Mac, before I forget it.
Okay, sorry,
W-
love.
It's okay. When I heard today that the sisters, um, one of the sisters actually called in the tip on her brother on December the 7th over
Yeah.
the car, and that because I
Oh,
have been told all along, right? When it first came out, that old daddy had a plane ticket before the murders to go and help his
yeah.
son get back. And now it's coming out that's not true, that mama and daddy wanted him home.
What?
Yeah, I sent it to
Oh,
Lizzo. And I was like, oh my God, that's what Lizzo's been saying this whole time. In fact, one of the last things we talked about last night, Lizzo said, do you think the dad knew? And I was still like, no, he's just too dopey and dumb and blah. And it
yeah.
looked
And you think of the long phone
true.
call afterwards?
Oh my God.
Oh, we're never gonna know. This is it. Our heads for weeks and weeks have been trying to place things together, and we're saying, "Yeah, that makes sense now." And you think, "I'm gonna get an answer at the end of the day." And now
Yeah.
you're getting any answers, and you feel like Liz has just said, Yeah, her head's banging from scouring everything on the internet. I've been the same. It's a crazy end, and it's crazy to feel so cheated.
Yeah. And
And
then
it is.
also, and then also, fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. There's so much swarming in my head. Y'all, one thing I can't get out of my head though, Maggie, is what hit me yesterday during our live. Because I've always said that there's more DNA and there's much more evidence,
Mm,
hard evidence, not just circumstantial, hard. And I
yeah.
cannot get the damn sharpener out of my head, you guys. He would have wanted that knife as sharp as he could get it.
Oh
It
God,
makes
yeah.
no sense not to buy a sharpener and not use it. I
Well,
think
Gail,
he used it. I think the DNA on the sharpener matched the DNA with the knife sheath. Think it's they've got I'm telling you, and I'm trying to take my own advice. When listening to Steve or the Goncalves family, and their pissed offness, then that's when I'm going to be pissed off. If I hear another family say, I'm so glad it's going to go away, then I'm going to do that too, but I can't. I
no,
tried. It's not working.
I know, I know. But Gail, tell me this: will we get to see it on Wednesday? And can the judge? Because this is what I'm hearing. Can the judge overrule and say no? He's not taking a plea deal.
Listen, I was under the assumption, I think I was wrong about that because I said a couple of times in my live yesterday that the judge has no bearing on what the outcome of the guilt
Yeah,
or
I
this
heard that.
that's going to be. Listen,
But he can't
I
not
guess he
accept it.
can. I guess he cannot accept it. And if that's and then I read the Goncalves family's Facebook page where they're asking everybody to call and email Hitler's office
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
he has the last say. He has the last say.
Yeah.
And I will say this, I did email. I emailed because I figure we all have a voice. And this is what got me.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we just feel like, oh, I'm over here in Indiana, nobody cares, but here's what I thought about when I was thinking, do I email? Is it gonna matter? Blah, blah, blah. I thought, oh no, I have the right to say something about this because to me,
Yeah.
this affects not only this situation, but our whole judicial system, right? Now it's out there in the open. No worries, guys. No worries. We'll just take up as much time as we can take up. Push the trial off, push the trial off. Everybody's making money. He's in jail. He's not in prison. Everything's fine because in the last hour, we can just cop a plea deal, right? I didn't
Yeah.
even
That's
know
how it.
that how prevalent it was until Lizzo told me. And then I looked it up. It's so prevalent. Hello,
Mm.
Rondi. Thank you for being here. Jeff H, always a pleasure.
Hi,
April, hey,
Randy.
girlfriend.
Hi, Jeff. April.
So, I mean, what
Oh,
really got me and made me decide to write to
how
the judge's email address is I thought this guy, this monster, got to pick his crimes. And it's not just a crime that he committed crimes. There are 4 victims, not including the families and the surviving roommates. They're victims in themselves. It's kind of secondhand, but they're still victims. He got to choose what he wanted to do. Now we're allowing him to choose his punishment. Something's wrong.
mm. Yeah.
Lolly said, my
Yeah.
husband asked why prosecution would
Just all
accept the
come to an
plea.
end really quick now. Yeah. Yeah. Was the evidence weak?
No, I think
Do you feel? Do you,
now I feel like, and Lizzo said this too. Lizzo said early on, whenever the Dateline thing came out, she said, I really believe that the prosecution, maybe not directly, but indirectly had something to do with the leaks. Now I didn't believe that. Now I'm starting to believe it because I believe it was
Mhm.
their plan all along. I just do now. I just
New
do.
channels have
They
told
were,
the same.
I think they thought, you know what? Eventually he's going to realize everything, we got to get him, and they're going to run out of excuses. And he's going to
She did,
plead to
yeah.
this, and we're going to be done.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
it
said
makes
the
me so
same,
sick.
April. I said exactly the same. It's just, you know, when you're going week from week, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm going to say this, and you're so excited because you want to find everything out. You want to hear what happened, and you know what he was up to, and what we things we didn't know, and then for him to get his justice, and then it just comes to this, just a switch. It's gone,
Yeah.
and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah. I'm not sure who I'm going to take this out on, but it's going to be someone. Someone's going to get secondhand rage over this. Lizzo said, I think with all the media, etc., it was a big risk because of the death penalty that they may not have been able to convict because of reasonable doubt. I think if it was that, I think I would have rolled the dice, but that's just me. I mean, I have been wrong on a couple of things in this case, my way of thinking, but I'm a critical thinker, but my downfall is and will always be 100% that um I'm I I give everybody the benefit of the doubt until there's nothing left. And I
And you
gave
really,
Kohberger
you've
that.
done your research and you've never done it before. And I think you've done absolutely fabulous. You've never done anything like this before. You're not a crime channel. And you
Right.
went out and you dug and you found things that I couldn't even find. I think, Lainey, you've done amazing. I really, really do.
Thank you so much.
No, honestly, and the chat is say the same. It's a hard thing to do. I tried it and I just gave up. I just haven't got a clue how you can even remember to put these things out there. It's just, honest to God, Lee, you did so good in this, so good. And I feel for you that it's just come to this end as well. Because, you know, I don't know. Anyway, Jeff H said it's a bit of a relief to know he's admitting to do the awful crime
Mm,
versus the long process of battle where he maintains his innocence.
that's exactly right. Isn't that really the only solace in this, that
Yeah,
we're going to hear it from his mouth tomorrow, where he says, I did it, I'm guilty. That's the
that's what I
only
mean.
solace I
Will we
have.
be able to watch it? Will we see
Yes.
that? Oh,
Yes.
we
It's
will?
going to be, yes. Yes.
Oh
We
my
will
God, I
watch the
can't
court
wait to
tomorrow.
see him say that.
Yeah.
And the families, he'll get to face the families apparently, won't
Yes.
he? The families will be there. Oh, God help them. Ah,
Yes. Lizzo said, but imagine not went to trial and one or two juries can't convict because of reasonable doubt,
yeah,
and
she
he
said
gets
that
out
to
with
me.
it. Yeah, I
Oh,
mean, there's always that chance.
yeah.
Does it make me feel any better? No, it doesn't. I still would
Do
have
we know
rolled the
any
dice.
time yet, Lainey?
1 o'clock Idaho time. So it
So
will
what's
be
that?
that'll be 3 o'clock my time, but I plan on going live at 2 o'clock just in case some other things come out and we
8
can
my
get them
time.
out. Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I'll be here.
So just so that we can get them out, talk about it before
Yeah.
we watch this all unfold the way that it's going to
Get it
unfold.
all to get everyone in chat and
Yeah.
settled down and ready to watch. Can we
Lindy and
watch it
Maggie.
live? We can, can't we?
Yes, we can watch that live.
Sorry,
Yes.
I'm asking a million and
No,
one
no, no.
questions.
No, I'm glad you are. Thank you so much, April. Listen,
Oh, thanks, April.
thank all of you guys for being here. Really,
Everyone
truly,
pays a
you guys,
part.
yeah, everybody did. And it made it more exciting. It's sad to say that people's lives were exciting. I don't mean it like that, but it made it exciting to deep dive and to get deep and to get frustrated. And you know what I mean? Just to dig into it and try to figure stuff out. Definitely by having people on board with us. Rondi says, didn't defense ask for the plea deal? Yes, they did. Which I'm going to slap William. Y'all call him Bill. I'm on a first name basis with him. Oh, William and I are going to have some words when this is over. Okay? He better have a damn good explanation for this. It's been very draining, Lizzo. April says, I think there should be stipulations with plea. Like, where's the knife, dude? Oh, bring it. That is good.
Yeah.
That is so good. There should be
Yeah.
stipulations.
We're
Yes.
all,
Where is it? Even if you threw it in the ocean, we want to know where it is.
and you saying, Leanie, would he say that he was high? Maybe he might say he's high, but it was premeditated. Everything
It was
points
still
to it.
premeditated.
It was all
Yeah.
premeditated, yeah. And when you say that, he's got to go into detail about
Mm.
how much
Well,
detail we're talking about. I've never seen anything like this before.
listen,
I didn't see the BK.
I don't know if you guys heard it. I didn't research it, but Baby Child sent me a message 30 minutes ago, maybe. That was the last straw. That's when I decided to go live. But he said that Fox News reported that part of the plea deal was that he did not have to tell the details. I don't know if they meant in public or whatever. I don't know. I didn't look into it. So if anybody's aware of that, please let me
Chicken.
know. Beefcake,
I'm gonna look it up. Hang on.
Baby Child is between work and lunch right now, so he was just trying to catch up really quick on what he could find. Lizzo says, and we will find out everything that he did because he has to state everything in detail. Oh my God, I would love to have a BTK moment in the courtroom tomorrow. Wouldn't you guys? That fucker to stand up that couldn't even give his own plea, that wouldn't even give his own plea. The court had to record it for him because he stood down, actually has to stand up and take responsibility through his own mouth, not through his lawyer's mouth. There's one consolation. Rondi says, it's okay. In BTK trial, he had to recount everything he did about the crimes. Listen, if you guys have never watched BTK given his account, you need to go watch it. How sobering it is. How these monsters that do stuff like this, they have not a pinky of feelings. They don't care. These people just don't care. Lizzo says, April, yes, he has to have an allocation hearing where he gives all the details. Now, I think I know that that's usually part of them, but I think the families can decide whether it's going to be done publicly or whether it to be done privately, just with them. Y'all, I want it done publicly. Damn it.
Yeah. Did you read the statement from the Aubrey Goncalves?
Oh yes.
Do you want me to read it out?
Yeah, let me give a background on it while you get ready for that.
Okay.
So the background is what we heard from Steve Goncalves is that they were having meetings regularly, like every Friday with the prosecution. And they were talking about things going forward, how they got, they would step back a minute, things going forward, step back, and that kind of thing, right? Well, for whatever reason, Aubrey couldn't make it to the meeting that they have last Friday, where they already knew that there was a plea deal offered, and she wrote something to be read in that meeting. And y'all, it was brilliant. And Maggie's going to read it for us.
Yeah.
Maggie, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Though I'm unable to be there in person, I refuse to stay silent about a situation that should never have required this kind of gathering in the first place. What the families of Ethan, Kaylee, Maddie, and Zanna have endured over the past 2 years and a half is beyond comprehension. From the constant delays to the relocation of proceedings, making it harder for loved ones to attend, the justice system has placed heavy burdens on those already carrying unimaginable grief. Through it all, we have tried to hold on to hope. We believed in the process. We've had faith in the system, but at this point, it is impossible not to acknowledge the truth. The system has failed these 4 innocent victims and their families. These are not just names or headlines. Ethan Chapin, Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogan, and Zanna Canoodle were beautiful human beings who touched countless lives. They are not just the Idaho Four. They were sons, daughters, siblings, and friends, real people with real dreams. They deserve to be remembered for who they were in life, not only for the tragedy of their deaths, but before that can truly happen, they deserve justice, nothing less. The introduction of this plea deal just weeks before the scheduled trial is both shocking and cruel. Has this proposal come a year and a half ago, the families could have had time to process, discuss, and potentially come to terms with the idea of a life sentence, however difficult that may be. We could have had the time to understand it, to prepare for it emotionally, and perhaps even to find some degree of peace. But now, with mere weeks left, we are being asked to absorb and respond to life altering decisions with no room to breathe. Brian Kohberger facing a life in prison means he would still get to speak, form relationships, engage with the world. Meanwhile, our loved ones have been silenced forever. That reality stings more than deeply when it feels like the system is protecting his future more than honouring the victims' pasts. The justice system was created to serve and protect, not to re traumatize grieving families, and yet, time and time again, we find ourselves blindsided, unheard, unsupported. This last minute plea deal feels less like an act of justice and more like an afterthought. We are not asking for vengeance, we are asking for accountability. We are asking for dignity for our loved ones, and we are asking, pleading for a justice system that truly lives up to its name. The students, Ethan Chapin, Zanika Noodle, Madison Morgan, and Kaylee Goncalves, were murdered while they slept in their Moscow home. And I think this is just then going on to what's happened. So, the last part is we are asking, pleading for a justice system that truly lives up to its name. Wasn't that heartfelt,
Oh,
Slaney?
it just I read it this morning, y'all, and my eyes betrayed me. And yeah, so that was from Aubrey Goncalves, who
Oh,
is the
yeah.
youngest daughter of Steve and Christy Goncalves, that is Kaylee's little sister. And y'all, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is for whatever crime or case I choose to pay attention to from here on out, I'm always going to be scared that in the last minute they could just say, I'll take a plea. Jeff says surely his desire was to do this murder and get away with it. But the impact his name has made on true crime being caught is huge. He'll be the subject of Ramsland's next book, and he's loving it. And I agree. I agree. His name will forever be infamous, won't it? He's going to go down in history as another, but this is going to be a different way to talk about true crime and about our justice system through Brian Kohberger. And I'm telling you, it's going to change the way that criminals see their trials. Let's just see what they got. Let's test them. Let's see what the judge is going to do. And if all else fails and it looks like, I'm toast. If I'm toast, I'm just going to plead out and spend the rest of the time in jail. I like what Vinnie Politan said. Vinnie Politan said, if the death penalty is not for someone like this monster, I'm paraphrasing, then who is it for? We've only got one lifeline left, you guys. One lifeline. And that is that the judge says, negative. We're going to trial. You've taken up 2.5 years of these families' lives. You've taken up 2.5 years of taxpayers' dollars. You've taken up 2.5 years that these families haven't slept. They've eaten, breathed, walked, ran, everything Brian Kohberger. Now they're getting their day or days. And if that can't happen, then I hope some of the stipulations, if there is a stipulation in there that he does not have to say exactly what happened, or I don't know, something that feels right towards the families. I hope he puts it in there and says, I'm not signing off on this until this is added to it. I want this part taken away. Look at the Menendez brothers. Y'all, they went to life without parole years ago in the 80s for the murders of their parents. We just went through months and months and months to get them resentenced. Right? And now they've got parole. They could be walking. So they were given life with the possibility of parole. Who's not to say in 5 years that can't happen here? Or in 20 years? Y'all, he's not old. He's what, 30, 31 years old now?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know how the laws are going to change in those years. We don't, I mean,
Exactly.
the big players are going to be gone probably. He's got time. He can sit and wait. What's going to happen in 20 years when the big players are gone? And he's like, wait a second, a new lawyer comes along. Wait a second, we found something in this whole case that we need to take a look at because this guy should have never been sentenced to life without parole. Not a damn thing we can do about it.
I'm reading that the judge can reject the plea deal. It's rare. It has been done. But
can you read
who
that to
knows?
us, please? Can you read that?
Yeah, there's questions asking, is it possible for the judge in the Kohberger case to reject the plea deal at the hearing on Wednesday? And people have answered, one has answered, no, it's a done deal. He may tell the judge that he is pleading guilty on all 4 murders and it will keep him from facing a death sentence. It's rare that they can't, but they can reject the plea deal. Yes, the judge can reject a plea deal. I've heard it. And then people are asking what time, and yes, they can. They're all yes, yes, yes. So I'm looking it up. Can they?
Yeah,
So let's see.
I listen. I did pull up some lawyers that were talking about it, and they said that's the only hope that's left. Now, whether I mean the judge could, they said that they don't see this judge saying, "No, we're going to trial." They think it's just going to be over. But they can see Judge Hippler because he seems to be like a fair man. I love me some Hippler. And he seems to be like a fair man. So I feel like if he feels like there's any injustice, other than, him just not having to go to trial, that can help the families that wanted him to go to trial, that he's going to take that into account. I really do. I mean, I would love to hear him say, we need the knife. And then we'll come back. You tell us where it's at. We'll come back and we need just for teaching purposes, right? For criminologists, for CSI, for police officers. We need these as a teaching component, right? So we're going to need to know where you hid the clothes, the boots, the shoes, and we need the murder weapon. You've got a week to produce them. If we find them, okay, we accept it. That way, these dumb fuckers out here, and I'm going to get vile here in a minute, and I can't help it, but these dumb fuckers out here that even today, this morning, started saying, told y'all it was a hoax. And the dumb fuckers that are saying, you guys, he's still not guilty. He knows that they had him by the balls, and there was nothing he can do about it. So of course he's going to plead to save his own life. That's what these people are saying about this man. So let's just get it down to DNA. Let's just put a rest to it. If I was the judge, and I'm not, first I'd be fired for my mouth. But if I was the judge, I'd be like, okay, we're going to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are the killer of these 4 victims. I need this produced within 1 week. If not, we're going to trial. And then I want all the DNA tested. And then I want to see Brian Kohberger's DNA on it and all the victims' DNA on it. That's a shadow of a doubt. Will it shut the naysayers up? No, because that's what they build their channels on. But I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it right now. You guys should be ashamed if you don't feel any sense of remorse at all that you are blaming families or our government for a hoax or anything else. You ought to be ashamed, because to you, it matters more how big your channels are and making money than it does about 4 lives that were lost. You ought to be ashamed. And God forbid anything happens to someone in your family. God forbid.
On the Daily Mail, it says there is still a small chance the plea deal could be rejected during Wednesday's hearing. If that happens, the full trial will move ahead as planned from August 18th. In Idaho, judges may reject plea agreements. Though such moves are rare, if a judge rejects a plea agreement, the defendant is allowed to withdraw the guilty plea.
Oh, listen, I'm gonna hold on. I'm a hopeful person.
I'm gonna hold on with you.
I'm a hopeful person. Now tomorrow, when we go into that courtroom via this, however it turns out, we're gonna have to just accept, and somehow, and we'll get through it. I mean, I don't think the families will. But I'm going to hang on to hope, because I'm a perpetual. I'm always like, there's hope. There's always hope. And a lot of times I get knocked down, but sometimes the hope was true. And let me say this as well. Hold on just a second. My dog is pawing me because he knows I'm upset. We're okay. Everybody's okay around here, Newt. Everybody, you heard me cussing, and you're like, Mom's mad. Yeah, we're okay, buddy. Everything's good. Yeah, you can lay down. We're good. Now I forgot what I was going to say, because I'm feeling bad for Newt. He knows when I get shitty. Little girl's like, what's wrong with your mother? Just like a female. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'll remember it in a minute, and then I'll start cussing again. So be prepared. It was the prosecution that offered him the plea deal. Shit knows why. Yes, it was. It's mind-boggling. Lolly says it's bad enough losing a child. To lose your only child is beyond heartbreaking. How do you go on? I can't imagine. I can't imagine. Oh, I can't imagine. No, the families are angry with the prosecution for offering the plea. It should have never been allowed to happen this late in the day. Right. I think it's going to change. Listen, from here forward, all bets are off, you guys. We can't sit back and hold any comfort in the fact that we're in the 11th hour, that we're just 4 weeks from starting jury selection. Oh no. Anything can change on a dime. That's what I've learned here. I don't know about y'all. I really didn't think this would happen. Never I would have thought that Ann Taylor would have told him, fire me. It'll buy you more time. Not that it's going to get you off, but fire me. You can stay in jail and not go to prison for at least another 2.5 years or 2 years. You know what I mean? That was the only thing that was hanging over my head, that it wouldn't have surprised me if he'd have pulled that shit. So it makes no sense that the prosecution did that. Well, I think after, because it'll be a couple weeks probably before he's sentenced. And after that is when the gag order will be lifted, and we're not going to hear from old William before then. But when we do, I hope he's got a good enough speech and a good enough reasoning that's going to make at least the families who have a problem with this um, feel a little bit better about how it went down. That's what I wanted to say. This is where I start cussing again. Sorry. How dare they? How dare anybody on a news program? How dare anybody on any side, especially the defense side, but now the prosecution side as well of this case, because I feel like they are the ones that really let the family down. How dare they use the family in their argument? Any family. When I heard today a lawyer say the families may not think that this is the appropriate thing to do right now, they'll realize in time. Bitch, you don't know you don't know. Do not speak for the family. I don't have the right to do that. You don't have the right. Nobody has the right to speak to how the family will feel or does feel, whether it's right or wrong to you. We're not the ones that lost our kids. How dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you? I was so pissed off at Ann Taylor saying, we need a continuance because, the family, this is a hardship. Bitch, you don't give a shit
Oh,
about
yeah.
the families. And then to watch a lawyer say that on TV today, that right now the families they may not understand it and they're mad, but in time they're going to come to realize this was what was best for all of them. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You're not the one that buried your kid. You're not the one that has to live with them images in your head of their very last moments.
Yeah. Wondering. Not knowing.
Are you fucking kidding me? Hi, Markella.
Not knowing something is worse than knowing, in my opinion. Things they want to know and will never know will eat away at them forever.
Rondi says, I thought he would be taken tomorrow, the next day after he pleads. No, they have to set up just like they do in whether he went to jury trial or not, they'll set up another court date where he'll be sentenced. And then from there, he'll be transported. But y'all, I'm so pissed off about anybody mentioning how the families will feel later. Okay. Shameful that any one of us, I don't care if I did lose my child to some kind of monster and evil act, there is no way I would say to another family or another mother, honey, it's hard, but I promise in a while you're going to feel this was the best for you. Who am I?
No.
My experiences are my experiences. That's their experience. That's their life. We don't have the right to tell anybody that in any circumstances. None. Especially when it comes to violent crimes. Are you fucking kidding me? The most unnerving thing I've ever heard before was when my mom passed and they were like, it gets easier. Does it, bitch? Does it get easier? Does it? Now I have learned through my process that it does. I'm not the person I was the day after it happened, right? But there are people that can get up, lose their mother, and I don't know, keep running a YouTube channel. And then there are people like me that disappear in their bedroom for 6 months listening to fucking Elvis Presley sing and hearing my mother's words in my ears. You know what I mean? We all experience trauma differently, and we should be ashamed of ourselves in any instance, putting ourselves in the shoes of
Yeah, you can
somebody
never
else.
put a time on it either. Everyone's different.
No,
You know, some people can get over it in weeks, others can get months, and sometimes people just grieve it
ne-
all their life.
forever. Like you hear people
Yeah,
say, my mom never came back from losing my dad. My mom, she
yeah,
was never the same mom. She couldn't
yeah,
come back from it. Y'all, that's real. And
yeah,
then you hear people say, "Mom did okay." You know, she has her struggling moments. She's chugging it and doing the best she can, and
yeah.
that's okay too.
And when
That's
people are
okay
acting
too.
normal after a loss, it doesn't mean that they're over it. It's
It
just
doesn't
what
mean
they
they're
did.
over it.
No,
No,
it's you know, some people go, "Oh, they're smiling, they're all right." So yes, it means nothing.
it
Means
means
nothing. But like you
nothing.
say, the thing is, everyone is different, and people grieve differently. You can never tell someone how they're going to grieve and how
That's
long
right.
for.
That's right. And to hear it out of lawyers' mouths and people that that should have known better. And Ann Taylor, I just want to wring her fucking neck when she said, um, when she said this is better for the families because they're under hardship. Bitch, you don't know shit. Shut the fuck up and back up. How about
She's going to
that?
be made up now. She'll walk away and forget everything and go right on to her other case.
Y'all don't think I'm not following that other case. I won't do it here, but I'm gonna be all up Ann Taylor's ass.
I want to know now as well, just
And
to
also, if
watch it.
somebody could look this up, or if you know, because I heard this as well and I didn't look it up, that out of 33 death penalty cases that, and I don't know if it's true, so we need to look it up. Out of 33 death penalty cases that William has prosecuted, only 3 of them he took to trial.
God,
If that's the case, you guys, oh my God,
it's a
there's
losing battle at
something
the
wrong with
beginning.
him. There's
Yeah,
something wrong with him. So if anybody knows anything about that, if that is true, that out of 33 cases,
let
this
me
man
look
has
it up.
only gone, oh my God. From
What's his
now on,
name?
his name is William Bill Thompson out of, he'll be out of Latah County. Hi, rapper. Xana's mom is already so fragile. Yes. Yeah. It's, y'all, I mean, this, will they ever come out of it? Will they ever, especially like Xana's mom, or, you know, that deals with her own demons, right? And then Maddie's dad, and who deals with his demons. And uh Maddie was their only child. Will they ever come to a place where they can be find joy in something? I mean, something. I think people
Yeah,
with,
I've got it here.
please tell me what it says.
Bill Thompson has been a Latter County prosecutor since 1992. He is a registered Democrat, and his 31 years of prosecuting cases, only 3 cases have gone to trial for first-degree murder. Dale Shacklesford's case in 2000, David Meister case in 2011, and Charles Capone case in 2014. Every other murder case Bill Thompson prosecuted either resulted in a guilty plea, a plea bargain for reduced charges, or defendant went on trial on reduced degree of murder, i.e. second-degree murder. And then it
Okay.
just goes on.
Listen, I'm leaving that right there for just a minute. I'm leaving it right there for just a minute. I'm going to let Maggie speak to that because now I'm even more shitty. So I'm going to shut up a minute. Let that sink in for a minute, you guys. How do you feel about that? Maggie, I'm going to let you lead that up because I am more
Feel
than
sick.
pissed now.
Yeah, I feel sick to my stomach. I mean, did these know this? Did they? I don't know how all this justice system in the US works, but when they get they get given us a lawyer, the families, or how does it work? They have the one prosecutor working for them all. Do they appoint them, or are they automatically appointed for them?
I think the prosecution's office, actually, we vote them in, don't we? Don't we vote for anybody else that knows a lot about the judicial system? Isn't
God,
our prosecutors, aren't they voted in? Y'all, if that does not
wow,
piss
wow,
you off to
that's
no
disgusting.
end,
Oh my
I'm gonna
God.
look that up. Um,
Yeah.
Aloha, Sean. I want to look that up.
Hi,
Make sure that
Sean.
we vote him
Yeah,
in.
because see, I don't know because yeah, Lizzo, we were going to get our own, wouldn't we? I don't know whether it'd be different if it was we were with other families who's where our children was murdered. I don't know whether we would be appointed a prosecutor or in that case, do you understand what I'm trying to say, Liz? Or is that just what they've been given? That he'll fight for you, whatever these are good, and obviously he's not. I mean, did surely they won't have known this before they allowed him to take that case. Do you know what I mean?
Wow. Let me read this to you guys. It's I typed in, does Idaho vote in prosecutors? It says yes. In Idaho, prosecuting attorneys are elected by the voters in each county. They are elected to 4-year terms. The election
Wow.
occurs at a general election alongside other county and state races. Idaho, listen up. And everybody in every state now, we listen, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be the first person to say it, Maggie. When I go to vote, I pay no attention to our prosecutors.
Well, now you need to, Lee.
Right.
Now
I
you need to.
I
My
listen,
God.
we don't even have to vote it. I don't even
Wow.
think I voted because I'm not going to click a box that I'm not researching. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I'm only
Yeah. And that's right.
researching governor, um, mayor. That's what I'm researching. Never thought about prosecution until now.
So that's how they're put in. They don't get to pick their own. So I'm thinking, I mean, would you even think to do that though? To go and research this person?
No,
Because you're up in the you're up in the arms, aren't you? Your head's everywhere. You're not even giving that a thought. You just think these people are going to fight for our children's justice. They're going to fight for them.
exactly. They're the prosecution. So what do I care? Just put
Do
one
you
in.
think though, Leanie, looking at them on them when we've seen them court hearings, they didn't look. They didn't. I don't know. They just didn't look like they give a shit.
They don't.
And
That's what I'm
in
saying.
my
They can't
mind,
be
I'm
bothered.
going, yeah. In my mind, I'm going. Well, they must do. You know, they're fighting. But
I
they just sat there so lackadaisy. Had to be up banging that fucking thing after Aunt Taylor going, I'm bad. Had to
Yeah,
be, you know,
and they're
putting
not
my
even
heart
pissed
and
off
soul.
either.
No, they didn't look like they were interested at all. And now
Uh,
hearing that is scandalous.
Hi Nikki. Hi 12 gauge. 12 gauge. Do you want to come up on
Hiya,
panel?
everyone.
Do you want to come
Yeah,
up on
someone
panel a
needs
minute?
to.
Let's hear from 12 if he will come up.
I'll
I
go
don't
and
know if
put the
he's
link
work.
up now.
I don't know if he's working or what.
Gage,
Your
do you want to come
husband.
up?
We'd love to have you up here. Oh yeah, he's at work. That's what I thought. Oh,
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
need to get
Lizzo, do you
together
look bored
12
stiff?
gauge.
Do you want to
Yeah,
come up, Lizzo?
to me, it looked like when I was watching them, it looked like confidence. I didn't
Yeah,
take it
that's what
like
I
them looking
thought.
like I
They were
didn't
so
take
laid
them.
back.
Yeah,
They were like, yeah. Oh,
yeah, I didn't
now
look
we
like,
know.
that they didn't give a damn. Like,
Now we know,
what do I
guys.
fucking care?
Pay attention. Go with gut feeling when you see them acting like they don't give a fuck. Lackadaisy, just sitting there as if to say, hurry up, I've got to go home and cook the tea, or I need to go somewhere. They
Yeah,
just look bored. They just look bored. It was just another case. They were not real people to them. That's how
Gage,
I'm looking at it now.
I don't know if you heard that or not.
Me?
No, 12 gauge.
Oh,
Y'all, 12 gauge has a channel. If one of my mods will please drop 12 gauges link, I would appreciate it so much. I don't know if you just heard what we read, 12 gauge, but so we found out that it
want me to
is
read it?
yeah, go ahead and read that again, Maggie, about
Okay.
prostitution.
Bill Thompson has been a Latter County prosecutor since 1992. He is a registered Democrat. In his 31 years of prosecuting cases, only 3 cases have gone to trial for first-degree murder.
Can you
One was in
fucking believe it?
2000, one was in 2011, and the last one was in 2014. Only 3 cases have gone to trial for first-degree murder, and it says every murder case Bill Thompson prosecuted either resulted in a guilty plea, a plea bargain for reduced charges, or defendants went on trial on reduced degree of murder, i.e. second-degree murder. So that's, and there it goes again. So they can add that to the list now, can't they? Terrible.
Lizzo says, I don't know why we didn't look at his previous record. I think
No.
I just thought they're the
You
damn
didn't think
prosecution. They have a job. They're gonna prosecute.
they're going to give it, yeah? Especially for such a big child like that and for 4 people. But they didn't look. I just thought, like Leonie said, it's confidence, They know the job, they know what they're doing, and they're keeping calm, they're looking relaxed and not getting happy all aerated. But
I'm pissed.
yeah, to hear that now, and knowing that he's only ever won 3, if 3 of us gone to trial, then that's just deflating, isn't it? To think you go back in your brain and think of them sitting there.
Can we look up Ann Taylor's record on her defense? How many
Let's
has
have a look.
she
I'll look it up now.
defended? I want to know how many she's defended and how many pleaded out. I never thought to look at that record. 12 gauge
Bet you
says
the family didn't.
he said he knew that Thompson was the plea dealing kingpin. It costs too much to go all the way through, and the more they save, the longer they stay elected. Shame. I have never, ever, ever voted, click the box for prosecution. You can bet your bottom dollar. Every time I go to vote now, there's a reason why they're on the ballot box, right? I will be digging into the backgrounds of our prosecutors. Wild Angel. Hi. Oh my God, Leanie Mags, I caught the live. Finally, this case is crazy as fuck, right? Check the records. Gage, I never did it. I just would skip over. I just automatically assume if you're running for prosecution, then that's your passion, right? To make sure that these monsters and these vile, decrepit human beings are being put away to the fullest extent of the law. I just trusted. That's my problem. I'm a truster. It's my problem. I'm just thank you, Lizzo. You guys, there is 12 Gauge Investigates link Y'all please sub up to him. He's been a good resource to the channel. Um, I listen. I may not. Sometimes I can jump in his lives, not often though. But I've always got him playing in the background because he gives me. He's full of information. He's a true crime channel. He does facts. He did everything that I wanted to be able to do with this case. He does facts. If he's giving you um a scenario maybe or his thoughts, he always lets you know this is just a scenario. It's not facts. It's just my opinion. And those are the kind of true crime creators that I follow. So if you want to jump on the leany leader to the true crime channels, the good ones, the ones with integrity, follow me to 12 gauge. Sub up.
Finding it hard to find this.
12 gauge says, I had mentioned the plea when they went to Ada County and people went after it. I never thought it would go to trial. Judge even told us. Well, when Judge said that, I took it he was mentioning something else. I really did. Because I remember him saying that, and I thought, yeah, someone's going to put a bullet in his head before this is done, because Goncalves was being loud.
Ann Taylor has been involved in several legal cases, with at least 2 going to trial. That's the first thing I found there.
Nick says, I just cannot believe they did this. If he hasn't earned the death penalty, then who has? Right. And then Maggie even talked about, her fear of Maddie Soto's monster doing the same thing.
Yeah, he's definitely going to do it. Definitely. What they're doing, they know they're just going to be locked up in a cell. This is what I think. Going to be locked up. So you know what? Take it as far as you can. So you're getting up and you're getting brought out each day, blah, blah, blah. And then just at the last minute, pull that trick.
Liza says, I can't believe I was so naive and didn't realize they could plea this late. I knew they could plea. Did I think they would because of already the resources, the time, the money, the everything? Did I think that they would just out of anything but responsibility to the family and having the families wait 2.5 years to get here? I just feel like integratively they would have said no. We've already put the families through too much. We're going to see it through. Not everybody thinks the same.
So continuing what I've been looking for, it says, while she has had many cases go to trial, the exact number is not mentioned in the search results. Only one search result on Facebook mentions 500 mini trials. So I can't find it. I've looked up everywhere.
So we don't know her stats.
No.
Maybe 12 gauge has got them. 12 gauge, if you've got her stats, those stats of Ann Taylor's, I need to get with you about that. I also would like to get with you and do a live together, because you have a lot to say on this case as well, and I feel like you're one of the more knowledgeable people intellectually about it, and you've put out facts, and I appreciate people that put out facts. I listen. I have a real problem with people building their communities on stolen content from other creators, and also building their own way that they present it off of other creators. Nikki says, you're not alone, Rondi. Even Brian Inton swore it wouldn't go to case. Yeah, he did. I was hoping he was going to be wrong. And Taylor plays the same moves every What is today? It's today Tuesday. I'm free. I'm free. I'm free. In fact, 8 o'clock Central Time. That is 9 o'clock mine. That'll work for me. That absolutely will work for me. If you, in fact, if you want to, we can dual stream if you want to. I don't know how to do it. I'll have to figure it out. But we can dual
Go
stream
to
that way.
present. I think I've seen it there.
Okay.
Where did you see that? I'll have a little nose around, find out for you, Lee.
Okay. Yeah, it will be interesting. And I'd love to be on panel with you. Lizzo says it's technically a win for her, right? Because that's her job to defend, and she knew he was guilty and was literally just fighting to save his life. That's it. And I've been saying that all along, you guys. They have the evidence. All she's trying to do is get the death penalty stricken, and it's a win. This will be a great chat with you too. Yeah, I would love to be a part of that. The link. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Y'all, I'm blown away. I'm trying to be cool. I'm just in awe. I'm in shock.
I think
to
we
come
all,
up and down.
but I've never been.
Oh.
I don't know. I can't even speak sometimes about it.
Oh, you want the link to come up here now? Yeah, let me give it to you just in case that's what you mean.
Yeah, I think I've got it there. Yeah.
And then we'll figure out how to do it. We can dual stream.
No,
That'll be
no
great.
fuss. So eligible creators can invite a guest to live stream with them using a mobile phone to go live. Your live stream feeds will appear next to your guests. You can schedule a live
okay.
stream with the guests.
Okay, he's saying no tonight. So instead of streaming both channels, you just want the link to come up tonight. Okay,
Ah,
that'll
right.
work. That'll work. That will work. Maggie, can you make a thumbnail?
I'll do that now. What do you want me to say? Anything in particular?
Yeah, come and listen to the greatest YouTube. No, I'm just kidding. No, just that we're gonna collab tonight with 12 Gauge Investigate.
Okay. Just continuing case discussion with 12 Gauge. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good. Anyways, I cannot wait until tomorrow. Has anybody heard if any of the family members are en route or going to be or already there or going to be going there? I'm sure Brian Enton's already there on the ground. I'm sure some of the big players in news are already there. But I'm curious, has anybody heard if the family said that they're going to be in the courtroom tomorrow for the hearing? The Goncalveses are, okay. Anybody else? That's what I was waiting to find out, who all was going to be there. I hope all are there. I really do. I hope all of them are there. I mean, no matter if, and listen, I heard on News Nation that it was said that Steve said the majority of the families, now I don't know if he's talking about because he's got 4 living children, so there's 6 of them, and then so many in this family. I don't know what he meant by that, but he did say the majority of the families were not for this plea deal. And I've said from word go, I believe wholeheartedly that Ethan Chapin's parents were for this deal. We just don't know where the other 2 families line up. And I respected Steve by saying, because he was asked the questions, can you let us know or tell us, I'm paraphrasing, which of the families did not want this plea deal? And he said, I'm respectfully going to let each family talk about their own um, um, personal stuff with the case, and let them decide if they want to tell you if they were for it or against. I mean, he said he's going to give them the honor of doing that. I, I, I respect him for that. I respect him for not even speaking out on Maddie, because at some point, I know they were all close, but at some point, her mom and her dad need to be able to speak out for her. And I think they had already started that process of really being comfortable with talking to people about their feelings and the injustice and the crime against their daughter. And I'm glad Steve did not do that. I'm glad he only spoke to what the Goncalves family feels about a plea deal. These were just babies, Nikki says. Absolutely. Lizzo says, I don't think the Chapins will be there. I don't think they will either, but man, it would be so good. Markella says, a lot of times in high profile cases like this, they're allowed the family to go on the stand and speak. So they very well could be there. God, would love to hear some of the families turn around and look at that fucker and just say, you motherfucker. Y'all, listen, they would have to put me, my mouth enough. I would cut him to about 2 feet tall. But I know me, I would lay hands on that man. I'm telling you, and it wouldn't be to pray. So I'd probably have to go in a straight jacket just for because I'd be tased. Hopefully, Kohberger gets Dahmer style justice. Right on, sister. I'm not sure if that will happen tomorrow or at sentencing. Yeah, they may hold off till sentencing for them to give their victim impact statements. I hope not. I want to hear something. I want to hear something. Like anybody really gives a damn what Leanie wants. Since it's a plea deal, won't he be in Gen Pop? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And that's a solace too, right, Rondi? That for the rest of his life, he'll be looking over his shoulder. For the rest of his life, he's going to become somebody's he's going to become somebody's property really fast. Told you he did it, Jamie's Cowboys. Me too. Yeah, good to see you, Jamie. Thank you for coming in. Man, y'all, listen, if nothing else comes out of it tomorrow, and I'm going to pray because the Bible says that he's going to give me the desires of my heart. And the desires of my heart is that fucker is going to have to, Lord, forgive me for talking about your name and about your word and then throwing in cuss words. But you know me, you made me. And may have regretted it. I don't know. I would love to hear the judge say, we'll revisit this in 5 days. If he has produced a knife, the outfit he was wearing, everything he had in his hands when he left the house and when he entered the house, besides the knife sheath, of course, then I'll accept the plea. If not, we go to trial. That would be justice. Because all those people out there that started screaming in the middle of the night somewhere, oh, it's still, he's only confessing to it because he has no choice. They have planted everything against him and he has no choice, so he's saving his own life. That's all he's got left. Wah, wah, cry me a fucking river. If they are able to get him to tell him where the weapon is, where the clothes are, and all 4 of those victims' DNA is on it, along with his, then I think some people around the YouTube streets are going to have to shut the fuck up. And that would make me happy. I think it's only fair to hear from the families before Hitler makes his decision whether to accept a plea or not. Yeah, I think that would be great. That's why I'm hoping that the victim impact statements are going to happen tomorrow, because Hitler likes to think about stuff. So to me, victim impact statements really have no bearing on the outcome of what the penalty is going to be, because the judge has already got it there. And now he's just listening to how the families feel. It would be really nice if he would let him speak tomorrow. And then he says, this is the court date where, in a week or 2 or whatever, we will hand down his sentence. Markella says, but look at it this way. As bad as taking the plea deal sounds, he cannot appeal the case whatsoever. Where if he was given the death sentence, he could appeal before the execution. You're right about that, but I submit to you, what about the Menendez brothers? They were given life without parole or appeal. Somebody came along 30 years later and said, hold on, we found something. And they were given a new sentence, and now they're going to be able to appeal their case. Could that happen here? Listen, anything's possible now that we all know, right? We all know. Our Rizzo is in chat. Hello, love bug. Good to see you. Lizzo says, Markella, I agree, no appeal. And hopefully he meets his maker in a terrible way in prison after he becomes somebody's property. I like to see him fucked with, literally, for a little while. People said that about Bundy too. Yeah. Anything can change. If we haven't learned anything, expect the unexpected. It's going to happen. And there's always loopholes, and they find them. Brian Kohberger, despite the death penalty being dropped, I don't mind it because he'll already serve death penalty, serving life in prison till his last physical breath has to be taken. Well, he's going to do that anyways without the death penalty. So there has to be something else. You just can't say they can, but I hope they won't. I hope somebody's got some kind of decency. There has to be something else. He was already going to serve life in prison. So the families have been given nothing. Right? They wanted death. They're in a state that's supposed to put people to death for heinous crimes like this. So that's been taken off the table. They need something. Throw them a bone. Throw me a bone. Give me something to look forward to. I want the knife. I want to see the knife. I want the DNA taken off of it. I want, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that he is the killer, so everybody can shut the fuck up about it.
Lee, what time are you having this live, did you say?
8 p.m. tonight.
8 p.m. So I'll do my time and it'll automatically go to your time. So
Thank you, love.
1 in the morning, isn't it, for me? Okay, love.
Lizzo says, I don't see him not accepting his plea because he already said this has gone on for too long and he needed to come to a conclusion. Yeah, but give us something else. Markella says, yeah, but the Menendez case, they didn't take a plea deal, so this is why they were able to make appeals. But I thought I could be wrong. I'll check it. April, well, yeah, Lizzo, thank you. There, that link takes me back to Leanie's page. Fuck, did we ever get that figured out? Oh. Is there anywhere that says to add or anything on my page that says for iPhone users? Let me look over here real quick, guys. Give me a second. So it shows 5 more links. Let me see if this one works. Are you on an iPhone right now? Let me look it up in here. Let me use my iPhone to get it. Oh, it does. I vaguely remembering that happens. Yeah, even on the I remember that happening. All right, what I'm going to have to do is figure it out as soon as I'm done with this, April. I remember a while back we were talking about how the links weren't working again. So what I'm going to have to do is probably go over to Studio and reset them. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I just thought you were shortening it, Markella. I really just think you were just shortening the name. So the Menendez brothers were resentenced to 50 years, so able to be eligible for parole. Right, Rondi? If I remember correctly. Thank you so much, April. Just the fact that you want to do it, I appreciate you so much. I'll have to reset them. I remember, God, it's been months now that we were having trouble, but I just assumed it was fixed, I guess. Blame the eclipse. Blame the eclipse. All right, guys, I am going to try to get some work done. Let me just give you some things of what's going on before we get off. So tonight we will talk with 12 Gauge on panel, who's been covering this since day one. And I think that should be a really good live. That won't go out, and then we'll also do a community post on that. I did do a community post, guys, where I asked a couple of questions. If you don't mind answering those questions, it's just 3. And I'd like to read them tomorrow during our live. We will be going live at 2 p.m. Central Standard. Fuck me. We will be going live tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to get here about an hour before court is supposed to start, so we can hash out anything that's come out maybe, or talk about things, and then we'll be going right into the live hearing tomorrow. And then, so that'll be our Kohberger Wednesday, and then we'll decide, what we're going to do with the Kohberger stuff, how we want to proceed with this. We'll decide that as a community together. And then, you guys, I've got some hauls. I've got 2 different, vintage hauls. I've got from 2 different places, and I want to do them separately. So I'm going to try to work on that, where we can do the lives and I can show you the great deals that I got, that I'm super proud of. So I hope to see you guys here tonight. Listen, make sure your bells are turned on, because I can ring those. I love ringing people's bells. It was good seeing you, Markella. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you. And Um, so we do have some good things coming up in the channel. Maggie, I think next week we'll be doing another um, live with trivia on this channel. So
Yep.
we do have some things coming up. It's just, as you guys know, just like in your life and in our life, in this channel's life, we've had a lot of stuff over the last couple of months that have changed the look of this. Jeff, yes. If you look on our page, Maggie will has already got a live scheduled, I think, don't you, Maggie, for the
What's
trivia?
that for? Yeah, it's for Monday.
Yeah, so it's Monday, and we can ring Jeff's bell. Ring my,
2:30
ring
your
my
time.
bell.
Lee. Ring my bell, Jeff, and I'll ring yours.
So we, forgive us for well, thank you for just being patient with us. We and I think that even the subscribers have been going through a lot of crap over the last couple months. But we're going to get it together, and we're going to get over this hurdle and change our plans over the Kohberger thing. We'll make a new plan, and we'll keep going. So make sure your bells are turned on. We will ring them. We'll keep going for however long that this lasts for, and then we'll figure out something else. Thank y'all for being here. We appreciate you so much. To the members, thank you for helping pay the bills around here. Look, somebody's got to pay StreamYard. I'm a member to my own channel. And I made Beefcake be a member. I was like, bitch, please. I need some money. I'm going to need your $5 to pay for StreamYard. Okay. I've already dropped everything else, all everything else that I had on the channel. It was close to right at $100 a month to run streams. I dropped everything down to the basics. Now we're down at 50, and I'm a member to my own channel. So it's not like I'm just sitting here not doing anything. I'm doing it too. Maggie's a member, Honey's a member. So all four of us were in it too, guys. We're all in it together. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. We'll see you at 8 o'clock tonight. We'll play some outgoing music and be here at 8. Be here at 8. Bye, Maggie. You're my heart. I love you
I'm a
so
bit
much.
jealous. I won't be here. I'll be snoring, but I might be awake. You never know.
You never
I hope
know.
I am. I hope I am. Oh, God, here's where I won't be. I love you all. Sorry I haven't spoken much to any of you, but I'm in a wheel. My head's in a wheel, guys. I'll speak to you later. And if I don't, I'll speak to you tomorrow. Good night and God bless. Have a good day or night wherever you are. Lenny, I love you. I'll crack
Love
on with this and
you.
I'll speak to you soon. Jeff, don't forget to ring me bell. Bye.
All right, guys. Listen, thank you so much. And dig for me. Dig for us. Let us know what you think. Come in ready to chat, ready to share some information that you may find that's going on. And let's get together and, I don't know, close this chapter out of According to Leanie. Love you guys so much. If you can't be good at it. If you can't be good at it, get the video camera running because I need content. Love you guys. Bye.
She's over, Leanie is tired. Sitting and sassing is really hard. White hair has dark, but mascara's gone away. Now y'all go start off with dinner. Two chicks and a pond, maybe fire it up soon. heart.